I'm Todd Grisham. The crowd cannot wait. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And in this corner, they call him Sweet. Here.
This bout is
not too many seats. And there's the bell to start the round. Going to shake out the arms and legs and move around a little bit. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
It's so hard. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on earth.
Nice counter. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. That jab misses. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought. They both want a highlight reel knockout.
A very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Nobody home with that hook. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
The reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
A perfect counter shot. Left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Missing with the hook. Looks like a little change of strategy here, trying to loosen up the flow. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about planting that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
They ring the bell, and here we go. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? Catch and shoot. Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, two punches better. They both want a knockout, you can tell. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable at middleweight.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe? We wanted action, and they are giving us action.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Not a lot of defense here at all. This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. That counter punch caught him clean. Let's talk about planting that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to... We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
It could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights? No rest for the weary. Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being used. They're the size of an average man.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job. Throws the jab, but does not score.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Come to me.
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Todd, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Swing and a miss with the jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, he's got Bambi legs walking back to the corner, but he's still in it.
Unbelievable heart, knockdown.
And there's the bell to start the round. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walked right through it?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here.
Come on, man. You're all right. You're all right. Come on.
The courage on display here is incredible. This is a high-octane battle. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. A lot of effort being exerted here. When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with them?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you got to get some before you get him close.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Holding nothing back here in the round. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. They ring the bell, and here we go. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with a counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you care and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
His stamina is off the charts. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Jab gets blocked. And he misses with that punch. Can't find a home for that jab.
Look at me, look at me.
Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
That jab misses. Fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Not a lot of punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Beautiful counter shot. Let's talk about planting that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a fight.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. You'd like to see more jabs. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Throws the jab, but does not score. A very competitive round here so far. That straight hurt him.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out of the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brawn.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage, so... And there's the bell to start the round. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That hook just can't find the target. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not... Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. And that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round. Both men step back for just a moment.
A very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them nonstop.
What you've got to do, Todd, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Focus, breathe, relax.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. His stamina is off the charts.
Look at me, you all right?
Oh boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble.
Oh, I heard that, never by saw it.
Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting. Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle.
They need to turn this around halfway through. Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's putting down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy. Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Accuracy, power,